Your wife is in active labor,
Yes.
and she tells you to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's about like 12 o'clock midnight. Tells me, you should probably rest up.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're like, yes.
yeah. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
So I definitely went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing that woke me up was actually I heard a really loud bang, like a car collision. It turned out it was a car collision.
Oh my God! It turns out it was true.
It was true. I heard it and I was like, there's no way this happening right outside the house. And I get up and I look outside and the roads are completely flooded. Moraa told you that Neil was born in a hurricane.
Yes.
And so that was the same hurricane that flooded out the entire city of Philadelphia. So that night, like we had heavy rainfall. I look out the window. This guy's car, I guess the engine well had flooded from all the rain and it just stalled out. So he had somebody ram his car from behind, like push it, I guess to get it moving a little bit. And that's the sound that I heard. That was the bang I heard. And that's what woke me up. That's also when I realized that we needed probably to start heading to the hospital.
Welcome to Positive Birth Stories. I am MaryNissi, your host. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm excited to talk to Jordan today. So as you know, our very first episode was with Moraa, which is Jordan's wife. Yes. And so we get to hear like a whole nother version.
I hope it's not too different.
Right. Well, we get to hear from your perspective, right? Like, I think I'm so grateful that we get to do that. We don't get to hear a lot from dads. We don't get to hear a lot from partners, right? To what that looks like when we talk about this positive birth, right? And it takes a team. And obviously, like, Moraa was not out here having this baby by herself.
Yeah.
It was, it was with you. And so I am so grateful to, for you being here and making it happen.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Thank
always.
you. So tell me about, tell us about yourself. What's your, your background and, how old were you? Like what age were you when you were having your first kiddo?
Yeah. So I was 31 when we had our first one. And that time I was working at a nonprofit like health clinic. I was doing like some quality assurance and that kind of work and like really concerned with like our funding and all that kind of stuff. So I really liked that job. I guess like I was really excited to be a dad honestly at that time, but I was also really like it's intimidating. The first one's intimidating. So I just remember still that feeling of like excitement, but also like what have I done?
What am I get myself into?
What am I doing? Yeah. I think at that time even, and since then we've had another one, and I would say that the prep looked way different between the two. But even at that time, Moraa, there was a lot of things that she knew she didn't want to do.
Gotcha.
Like the induction, a lot of like the medical intervention, that kind of stuff. She wanted to give birth in a hospital, but she didn't want so much intervention from like the doctors and nurses and stuff. So I remember we like very early on, she introduced me to the idea of a doula. I hadn't really heard of it at that time, and we started looking for birthing classes. We started like interviewing doulas, and she interviewed a few doulas. And
were you part of these interviews?
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah,
I love
we
that.
we did a lot of phone interviews.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did a few.
Huh.
And ultimately, I mean, like obviously, we went with MaryNissi, which is. I think it was just a vibes thing. It was like, you know what, that's the one. And so that was an interesting process. We did the birthing class too.
I gotta tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I was really nervous, like by you specifically in our interview? Did I ever tell you this?
No.
I told
Why?
this. You came ready.
Yeah.
Like you? Did you like prepare questions ahead of time?
I mean, yeah, like I had worked a lot around like medical professionals at that point. Like the clinic I was working at, I was responsible a lot of times for auditing medical records of like doctors and nurses and PAs and stuff. And so I think every doctor, their intention is to like make sure that they're taking care of their patient and whatnot. But I also know that some of them, there's stuff that they do that's like not always the best, right? And so like this whole thing, like I had to make sure whoever is going to be working with us, whether it is a doctor or a midwife or a doula or whatever, I just wanted to make sure, I did my homework and ask certain questions. Because at the same time, man, like I don't know what's about to happen. I have no idea. Like I need to know. Like I need to know that like whoever we're going to invite into this process, is going to also make me feel at ease, because I feel like ultimately that's my role in the whole birthing process is to
Yeah,
make sure that Moraa is at ease.
Right.
I think that's easier also too if I'm at ease.
If
So.
you're also at ease. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes, I don't think we ever talked about that.
Right. I didn't know you. I didn't know you
I
intimidated.
like remember getting off and be like, holy mother,
Oh,
like
yeah.
this dad came ready. He was not playing with me. He
Yeah.
was like, and this is the other question I have for you. And how do you hit?
I needed to know.
But that is really good, right? Like
Yeah.
I think I would prefer that than any, you know what I mean, than anything else. Like I've had people who've come to do like interviews like by themselves. I'm like, you can't do that. Like bring your partner into it because you guys are a team. Like how you said, like if you don't feel at ease with the third person who's been invited into your birthing space, like she's not going to feel at ease because you're not, right? Like it's connected.
And that's the whole thing. Is that I don't want her to be stressed out. So
yeah. So you guys do a birthing class, you were saying?
Yeah, we did do a birthing class, which again asked a ton of questions. Moraa actually still makes fun of me to this day about it. It's like, you're like the good student in the classroom. Like, why are you putting your hand up and asking so many questions? Like, I need to know.
There's a child on the other side of this. This is like a whole. Yeah. This is like real.
I need to know. So, I mean, the birthing class was cool. Brittany was the instructor. She's awesome.
Oh my God, yes.
She's awesome. Yes. Very knowledgeable.
Yes.
And gave us like all like the counter pressure techniques and was teaching us how to do a lot of that stuff. A lot of really solid information on even like the different phases of labor. But ultimately the thing that she did that I really appreciated was she pointed me to some like I forgot even the name of the profile, but on Instagram it might have been like Badass Mother Birthers or something like that.
Okay, I think that might be it.
Where they show you, they have videos of actual like labor.
Births, yeah.
Oh man, and like it just gave me an idea of what we were headed for at that time because I had never seen it.
Yeah.
And it just like it opened my eyes to like it's like chaos, man. You really don't know. Like everybody has a different birth story, and these kids come into the world in so many different ways. Like
these kids.
I saw one video. This one is the one that gets me.
I'm listening because you remember it.
It gets me. This kid, the amniotic fluid or whatever didn't break.
Yeah.
So her water number. So the kid came out in a little like water balloon. I was like, oh. I was like, what is going on? That was like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So that's my goal. I
want
to see it, but apparently like it doesn't happen as often. I want to see it. Yeah. I want to see the baby born in it, and then they like pop it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm on Earth."
Yeah, I was like, "Yo!" So I stayed on that profile like probably way too long. I probably
no, but I think that was helpful, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't get so I was in a class this weekend, like because I teach classes, right? And one of the dads said to me, like, what about if you're if you feel, what is it? That's not called quimsy. Like, what is
queasy?
It?
Like
queasy, yeah. Because he's like really nervous about it. He's like, what about if you feel queasy? Like, what's your advice? And so I was definitely like, just make sure you're like, near the head if you don't want to like see anything.
Yeah.
Did you have like any of those thoughts like before?
I had been so desensitized
because
of these videos. I watching these videos at that time. I was like, okay.
This is what it looks like.
I get it. But also too, like like before I started work, like in college, I was like a pre-med major.
Oh, okay.
So there was like, I had seen a lot of different videos. I had studied anatomy and I had, I'm very familiar with like physiology and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had seen videos of like open heart surgeries and all this kind of stuff, right? I had done a bunch of like lab dissections of different animals and all that stuff in school.
Yeah.
So that stuff, I knew it doesn't make me queasy. I wasn't worried about that
Okay.
I just didn't know like what it actually looks like. I was just like,
the baby goes through the vaginal canal, baby. Head first is crowning it.
And they can tell you all that stuff all you want. You can see pictures of it, but
100%.
when it's happening right in front of you, it's way different.
Yeah.
And so I just need to have an idea. I knew I wasn't gonna be queasy, but I also was just like, I need to like really like be calm in that environment. So
it sounds like you were like preparing like mentally, right?
Yeah.
Because preparation looks like you prepare physically, you prepare mentally, you emotionally.
And we did do a lot of that. We talked a lot about like in making her birth plan. We talked about like kind of like situation stuff, right? Like at what point would you want me to advocate for you to have some kind of like medication or
Yeah.
be induced or anything like that.
Yeah.
How involved do you want me to be, even in the delivery room, like
Yeah.
in talking to like the clinicians and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the counter pressure stuff, and then just like like nesting, right? Like getting the room ready and all that stuff. I think is a really, in terms of the emotional part of it, I
Yeah.
think that's a huge part of it too. It's just like preparing for this little person to actually be in your house.
Yeah.
So we did all that, man, and we did all that, and it was really, I think it was a really fun time actually. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
As Moraa will tell you about me in the birthing class. So.
I really love that with I make fun of Drew till today because he did more nesting than I did because you know him, so you can see it. You see it, right? Okay. So it was literally like the day we found out we were pregnant, he already had started. So I was like, bro, like we got 9 months to go. But at the very end, that was it. Like he was very much like making sure things, preparing things for the baby. Things like the baby's not gonna be looking at this room like
at all. At all.
This is not, but it was like this thing. I think that was how he was preparing.
I think it's also too like you want that room to be kind of almost like serene, right? Like you want it to be like all set. You don't want it to be messy. You want, I guess like the colors and all that stuff too.
Right,
supposed to relax you and the baby. So I get all that, but yeah, I mean, Nia doesn't remember any of that, So whatever.
So it's for us.
Yeah, it is. It's ultimately is for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think there's a lot of different ways that you can prepare. I mean, like there's so many things that kid needs, and there's so many things that you probably need to set up before they get there.
Yeah.
I mean, like the clothes thing.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating too because they wear it like once or twice and then it's over.
And then you donate it to the next kid.
I do like that. The donation thing is good. But then the one thing that I think, and this ties back to the whole birthing story, is we actually practice our route to the hospital.
Hey.
A lot.
I love that.
Got in the car and we're like, okay, so what's the quickest route to, which ultimately was thrown out the window. Because we had the whole city was flooded. There was the road that
there was no other route.
There was no. We had to figure it out on the fly, man. It was really crazy, and luckily, like our car somehow was completely dry, like on this little patch of land that had no water.
Miracle.
Just ran for
that
it.
Is a whole miracle.
Then there's the whole like that, Philly's roads, potholes everywhere. Right. And so that's the part that
Philly's
ultimately.
roads been disrespectful. They don't care.
And like driving a pregnant woman over a manhole or a pothole, it's like the eyes that I used to get from the passage, I could just feel it. So I was like, and practicing, I was like, you gotta remember, get familiar with the roads. Yeah.
Oh my
avoid
word.
these. Yeah. So.
Do you like read any books? Are you a reader? Listen to any podcast?
I mean, I didn't really listen to any podcasts, but Brittany did provide like a lot of material. There's a lot of stuff for her. She had a whole like.
The whole thing.
Like, yeah. So I did read some of that, but like, I mean, ultimately, man, like, the thing about Moraa is she does a lot of homework. So there's also even stuff that she used to like show me.
Yeah.
And she really did lead the way on a lot of that stuff, admittedly. And so that, I mean, I was just taking her lead. Yeah. It was really helpful for me to do that. For dads, there's not like, or even just the partner that's not doing the actual labor. It's like there's not like a whole lot of material out there, I would say, for them. At least I didn't find any.
Yeah.
And very like understandably, most of the attention is on.
Yeah, the one birthing.
The one birthing, yeah. So I mean that I just, like I said, I took Faith's lead on a lot of stuff and really listened to what she wanted to do. And she did a lot of research. So.
Yeah, she let us know that she does a lot of. She's like thorough.
Be like 2:00 in the morning. I'll like wake up and look over, and she's on her phone. Like, you have to go to sleep. Like you
were cut off. Please stop.
You're done.
Let me take a second and share with you about the Doula Guide Bundle. Something I created after 10 years of supporting families through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. It includes the same step-by-step tools I use with my clients to help them feel confident, prepared, and grounded. So you can grab the full bundle or get them individually down below. So the day has come. You hear a bang.
Yes.
There is things going on downstairs. Your car is the only one. No, those are 2 cars.
There was a couple of cars that hadn't had any water around,
Okay.
but like we were like it was a little bit of a hill, so the water was definitely rising. I think
Yeah.
if we hadn't moved at that time, we could have been in trouble. But
Yeah.
we also have a dog, so like part of our plan too was like when the day you actually do go into labor,
Yeah.
what do we do?
Mhm.
Other than knowing the route to the hospital, like what do we do with the dog?
Mhm.
So the plan with that was to drop Jasmine, that's a dog name, at Faith's sister's house, who
Mhm.
lives kind of close. So she lives in South Philly.
Mhm.
And so at that point, man, I saw the water. I was like, we gotta go. Like I don't even
Yeah.
really remember like physically packing up and getting out of the house.
Really?
I don't remember that part at all. Like first of all, I was half asleep, but also too,
Fair.
it was just like bang, we
Yeah.
have to leave
Yeah.
because I didn't know what was about to happen.
Yeah.
So we got all our stuff, we get in the car and just driving around, trying to figure out like the best way to get to South Philly. Like we ultimately had to drive all of Broad Street because all the roads were flooded out. And so I mean, it was just really intense. And she's in labor,
And she's
so
literally in labor.
I got like the sash wrapped around her like her hip,
Yes.
trying to give her the counter pressure. I'm driving, navigating. I'm just like, man. So we get to Janet's house and we're there for a little bit,
Mhm.
and bring all the stuff in, bring the dog in.
Mhm.
I think at this point it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Mhm.
And Faye was like saying she's trying to hold off to like she doesn't want to be in the hospital too long, so she's trying to really hold off.
Mhm.
And at this time, I mean, like you're still dealing with like COVID stuff too, so
Mhm.
there was like concern with being in the hospital and being in that area for too long and exposure stuff too. So she was trying to hold out at Janet's house. I just remember her having this one contraction that literally bent her in half.
Oh.
And me and Janet just look at each other like she needs to get out of this house right now.
Take her now.
Take her now. So I get in the car. We get in the car.
Mhm.
Drop her at Jefferson. I had to drop her because like I had to go then valet the car.
Yo, that place with parking?
Horrible.
What? Till today. That's crazy. Do better.
It was really so I had to drop her, and I don't even remember really like I don't know what her experience is when she got there. I imagine they asked her a whole bunch of questions and stuff too, but they took her up. So by the time I got around, I had to go and obviously ask the front desk, where is she and all that stuff. Yeah.
And almost child is upstairs. Oh wow.
So I found her, but it was
I found her.
Thank God, yes. I found her. But we got there in like the middle of like I guess like a shift change. So like the nurse that like showed me into the room ultimately was not the nurse that like ended up taking care of her at all or anything like that. So that was interesting too. And it actually kind of worked out because I really, 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 really appreciate the midwife that we got. Shout out to that Jefferson midwife.
Hey.
She was awesome. She took control of a lot of stuff during that entire process, and it couldn't have been like more pleased with how she handled everything.
100%.
I don't even remember when Moraa called actually. I do remember when he came. I just don't remember.
I think I kind of like got lost in the sauce a little bit because because I think I might have gotten a message like something is happening.
Yeah.
Like maybe at midnight, and then by the time I heard back was probably after you like flee your house and all of these things.
Yeah.
Or like we're about to be at the hospital now. There was definitely a gap here. Like I'm gonna hear back.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. The one thing that was crazy too though, they couldn't get a line in. And she was kind of like, like I don't really want an epidural anyway. I don't want any of that stuff anyway. They're like, we have to put it in just in case because if you do decide, like you don't know how much pain you're gonna be in, but if you do decide that you want this line later on, like we can't put it in while you're in labor, so you have to just get it now as like a procedural thing. But they couldn't find her vein. They had to call like the head anesthesiologist to come down there and do it. And
put an IV port just in case.
The man was like, "Don't call me for anything else." I have stuff to do.
I sure have real life situations to do.
All right, man, I get it. But one of the things she wanted to prep for too, she wanted to give birth on all fours. So that was also kind of like, I would say that was like the one thing that was a little bit challenging about giving birth in a hospital. It seemed like was, I think obviously like 90% of the time or whatever, they probably see people give birth on their back.
On their back. Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
think that the fact that she wanted to give birth on all fours, it
Yeah.
kind of caught some of like, you know, the clinicians or whatever, like maybe a little bit off guard.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately everything worked out well. I mean, she powered through that, man. It was really
Yeah.
cool. I just remember the other funny thing too that happened. She wanted to take a shower, so she took a shower, right? And
Mm-hmm.
at the hospital,
Yeah.
comes out of the shower. I'm hugging her. And then all of a sudden, I just hear like it just sounded like somebody like turn on like a shower, just like a faucet. And I look down,
Mm-hmm.
and my shoes are just soaking
Soaked.
wet, soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
The water broke right there.
The water broke right on you.
On my, I was like, all right, all right, like
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. Like it's okay, you know, like it is what it is.
And what did you do? What did you do?
I kind of just like there's nothing you
Nothing.
can't
There's
do.
nothing that you did.
What am I say? I'm gonna say, yo.
No, like you did. You were still wearing your shoes though, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't. I never took them off. I never. I'm not taking my shoes
That
off.
was like the funniest part was that you were like, "It's game time now."
I
like,
got you. Hey, man. At least things are progressing.
Right. I'm taking one for the team.
Like, you know, it's nothing. I send her an invoice after.
Right.
You know, like you owe me $80.
My shoes.
But I mean that was funny, and it was an awesome experience, man. I mean, there's this picture of me like looking down and like the midwife standing over me pointing like that, like. Wait, I want to see this picture. I look at the picture. I'm like, who did I think I was? Man?
You? First of all, Jordan, we need to give you all your flowers because you were not playing at all. You were all the way in.
No.
You were hip squeezing. You were like, doing the slow dance with her.
Yeah.
You were everything. Literally.
It was. I mean, that's why I asked all those questions in class. I need to know, man.
You had your game face on.
Yeah,
You were not playing with nobody.
I mean, I think it's like the one thing that Moraa told me, like, it was really important for her to not like, because I think Philly has like some crazy stat on like epidurals where it's like, you know, like in the 90s, something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to like, you know, put shame on that or anything, but like Moraa was definitely like she just didn't want it. You know, she just did not want that. And so I think at that point it was really important then to like be able to engage in all those kind of like more natural remedies to deal with the pain, the counter pressure, the movement, all that kind of stuff. So that's why like we practiced that a lot at home. I mean, and so I mean it came in handy. I mean, she made it through that whole the labor without a lot of that stuff. So I'm just happy the way it turned out. It was awesome. Yeah. And you were also very helpful too. Like I said, if I didn't have a team behind me to help me stay calm, I don't think I would have been able to be calm. Because you were keeping a lot of people in check too. Some of those nurses were wild, and I think we were just like, you need to calm down. I was like, all right, man, you can get him, man, get him.
Yo, listen, the midwife, but you talked about the midwife. I think the midwife was definitely like one of the best like people in that space. She was advocating, right? Even when it went to hands and knees when she was pushing, right? Like the other person, whoever, I don't know what their role is, they were like so confused, like we can't see. And the midwife like squats down, like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You just got to move your body.
I remember
she's birthing.
Yeah.
So she's not moving. You are.
She said, I'll never forget this. There was somebody that was like not sure where, because they were looking, I guess they were looking for crowning or something like that. And they were like, I can't like, or actually I think they were trying to see like if they could feel the head. And so when they inserted their finger, they were like, I can't like feel the head. And she was like, because you're going the wrong way.
That's right.
And they were like, what do you mean? She's like, if she's on her back and you have to go up to feel the head. If she flips over, now you have to go down. And I was like,
what she said?
Bro. Come on. So she was really an awesome midwife. And I ultimately, I mean, all the people we worked with at that hospital, they were all really nice folks. It was just, you know, hospital labor, like having done another one, hospital labor is just really, really, it seems like it's more intense sometimes, man. I don't know if it's just like the lighting or what, but it just feels like
it's there's a lot. It's a lot going on.
yeah. So I don't know. It was, but she came out safely, and I didn't catch her though.
I was gonna say you have to come back because next time you have to tell us how you caught your second baby because that's a cool story. Spoiler alert. So baby is born. Like, tell us a little bit, like, kind of like what that immediate postpartum looked like. Just like the first week or so. What did that look like? Is there kind of like maybe even any advice that you might have on like specifically dads, partners to that season?
Well,
right?
I would say I had some growing pains. There was stuff that I just like didn't think about, right? But it's like stuff like you're gonna have to clean, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to, you have to step up and do all this stuff. Luckily, we had Moraa's mom was around, and she helped out a lot. But like, obviously, I have an increased responsibility to maintain the house now. In those immediate postpartum days, I don't want Moraa out of the bed.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be moving and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So like, things like making sure the pump is always clean. And if your partner is pumping, like you gotta make sure the pump is always clean.
Yeah.
I got caught out a couple times on that. It's not
pump was not ready. When it was supposed to be ready.
It's not good. It's not good because like, man,
yeah,
I didn't realize how painful being like, the letdown and all that stuff. So like sometimes there was times where she's like, I need to pump right now.
Yes.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, just give me like 10 minutes. Like,
what you mean?
I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, just it's stuff like that. Just making it like, you just making sure at that time like everything's convenient. Like be ready to bring the food and collect the dishes and wash the dishes, cook, make sure the pumps are clean, make sure that there's bottles that are clean, all that kind of stuff. Do laundry. It's really just not that I don't do that stuff, but it's just like now like that is my sole responsibility, right? Like I don't want her moving around a whole lot. So waking up in the middle of the night, I mean, at that point, like immediate postpartum, there was a lot of breastfeeding, so it's like not really like I'm not making her a bottle, and so it's more of just like literally go get her out of her crib and bring her over here, and put her back to sleep. And like that's that kind of stuff. I mean that was kind of it. I mean, and once you get in the rhythm of doing that stuff, it's really it is what it is. I had time off. It's not like I was, fortunately I had time off. I wasn't balancing work and doing that stuff.
I know, that tends to be hard. Not everybody gets to have time off.
Yeah. It's really messed up, honestly. That's one of the things about like, being in the US that is like crazy to me. It's like you don't like there's really not a lot of time afforded to people.
Yeah.
For like postpartum stuff or even for like raising that baby initially. It's like, man, what do you need me back at work in 2 months for? Like, why? Like,
what exactly? Right.
That's a 2-month-old baby. What do we like? What do we do? Like, what are we doing? So yeah, but I was just happy that I could help in that regard. Yeah.
Oh wow, this is you're like an amazing team. Like I have so much love for you. You already know. So that I'm like just like hearing it is just it's so encouraging, right? Like, and the hope is that everybody gets to have like an amazing partner who can do that, right? Like we know that sometimes that's for sure that's not everybody's story, but also sometimes like partners I think don't know what they can do. It sounds like you guys like had an idea of what that looked like. You were having lots of conversation. You were preparing together, doing the class together, trying to find a doula together, right? Like all of that. It sounds like all of that was just like such a really good preparation, like for the both of you to.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing is like I can't advocate enough for that. It's like definitely get like I think doulas are awesome. Like I 100% like wholeheartedly anybody that's thinking about having one. Like just do it.
Just do it.
And just do it. Do your interviews.
Yes.
Come with your questions.
Yes. Come. Yeah. Ask your questions.
But definitely just do it. It makes things easier for you, I think, in terms of knowing what to do. Definitely take a birthing class too. Even if like it's not the same exact. It's just to have that information going into it and knowing what to expect. I think is like most of the battle. Just like you know, it also gives you things to look out for in case that like something is kind of like going
Right.
sideways. Like
Mhm.
these are the things you can do to prepare for that.
Mhm.
Rather than that's a hey man, that's a crazy thing to go into blindly, I would say. So
That's fair.
um
Don't
so
go in blindly. Please
no,
know how this process works.
you gotta know. I mean, so that I just can't, I can't advocate enough for that kind of stuff. Like definitely do a doula midwife if you can, if you have to. Yeah, it for me.
Ooh, we're gonna because I feel like you did it. That was gonna be my last question, but you
Yeah,
did it. So like,
yeah.
what does positive birth mean to you?
Um, I think it's really like advocating for like the wants and the needs of the person that's doing the labor, right? Like that's the positive birth to me. Don't because the thing in the hospital, like every 5 minutes, you're asking if she wants. You ready for that pain medication now, huh? Like it's like man, like we came in with a birth plan.
Yes.
Let's try as much as possible to follow the birth plan, right? Um, and ultimately, like to make sure the mom and the baby are okay is like the whole, that's your end game. That's what you want. So to
Yeah.
me, like even if like you have to stray off your birth plan a little bit, as long as like the baby is okay and mom is okay,
Yeah.
that's a positive birth. That's
Yeah.
a positive birth experience to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, like we said before, like not everybody is gonna have like the same kind of teamwork mentality or whatever, but like I think a positive part of a positive birth experience too is to have that teamwork, to have an understanding of like I have a community, right? It just to me it just makes the birthing experience, it seems like it makes it that much easier, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a challenge in itself and it's still going to be challenging even
Yeah.
if you have the network, but
Yeah.
I would say as much as possible just try to have a network, try to have a team of people that care about you,
Yeah.
around you,
Yeah.
and just listen to the one that's actually doing the labor. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. Come back next week. We are gonna have another positive birth story. Jordan, I'm so grateful for you because
Okay.
this is like really cool.
Yeah,
Like
I love it. Anything I'll talk about you highly all day long. So thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. All right. Till next time. Bye.